Hi everyone, welcome back to the stream. Gonna be testing out some new settings today, so hopefully this works out well. Let me know in the comment section if you notice anything's different or if the stream quality has improved. So been upgrading my system a little bit and are just kind of running with some new settings, right? So let's jump into it. Going to be starting off the stream with a small team game. Got a lot of great players here, including Blodier as the red player and Reconciliation. I don't know who this is. It's the chat change name meta. Let's check out who this is. Reconciliation. Okay, so Austin. All right. Probably one of the better players of the game. We see that the star next to both of their names. Got a lot of players who've won tournaments here, including Narnuk, 8D. Got Chumners over here. So a lot of great players. And on a pretty decent map. I hate playing on this map in random pub games or 8v8s, but I haven't really seen 4v4s on it. I imagine it plays a lot better as a 4v4 because, you know, you got a little bit, you guys know what I like, you know, a little bit of reclaim, high wind, open maps. That's what I like to see. So hopefully this is going to be a good game. So let me know what you think, what you want me to cast more of. Now that I've upgraded my system, I think I might actually end up casting some more 8v8s in the future, as well as just, you know, increasing the resolution. Ooh, had a lot of drop frames there. Goodness gracious. All right, so there we go. What do we got here? Blodier playing as the Armada commander. We have Austin also playing as Arm. Seems really favored. Arm seems very popular amongst these high-level players in team games. I have to imagine it's just because of like the cheaper wind, of course, and the tick is just, you know, super strong. I guess the big downside is just your air is a little weaker. Is this Spreezy? Squeezle? I'm not sure who this is. I'll do another one for y'all. So I got who this player is. Everyone changes their name constantly. Squeezle. Okay, it's Raiko. All right. So many name changes. Jeez Louise. Also a very strong player. I want to say he's been 50 plus OS many times. So I got a lot of announcements coming up in the near future. Unofficially, we're going to be running the Alpha Cup next month. So that'll be the weekend of April 12th, maybe the 13th. I'm still looking to get feedback. I know mostly it's been like a one-day event. Personally, I think it's better for the players to have like another day to kind of, this is how you know someone's from FAF, by the way. Players have another day to kind of wind down after a really long tourney day and prepare for the more difficult matches. Obviously, the deeper you run into the tournament, the more difficult your matches get. So I think as a player and as a spectator, you would get better games. So that's something I lean more towards, but of course there is reasons to have it. It's just like a single day event. So we can talk more about that later when we got downtime, but this game is well underway. Got 2 res bots out here for the blue team and some ticks here to support them and scout ahead. There is a decent amount of reclaim here in the middle. Both players are kind of rushing, both teams rather, are rushing to secure that. I think this tick might actually end up getting this grave rob. We'll have to see. There's a grunt in tow. You got to run it back, Narnik. Oh my goodness, so close there. I think he could have ended up, yeah, he is going to end up getting this. So really nice play. He's going to catch the grunt and the Lazarus there. I think you might even want to target that wreck. And I want to say that's something they added where you can actually target the wreck now and blast that and move away. So really well done by Austin there. Okay, zoom out and see what's going on. So Chumner is doing the same thing. He's got a lot of ticks, kind of scouting out this bottom side. I don't think I shouted out 8D yet. Really strong player. I think he's good at like doing these little like bombing runs. Like right as the T1 phase is ending, he kind of sniffs out when to do that, or even like target low commanders with a really sharp bombing run. So have to keep an eye out for that. So it's a Raiko Blodier. He's already on 2 construction turrets. I guess he's trying to fix his E issues right now. Wind's pretty high though, so maybe a bit of a blunder. Yeah, the second con turret's coming up. And his commander is moving towards the mid. We'll have to take a look and see if we got some kind of parity here from our man Austin. Look at that. As soon as the commander moves out, you have that energy storage coming up. Really strong play there. Don't have that from most other players. Okay, Meow Cat Meow, who is... I looked him up the other day. I'm blanking on the name. But he is definitely a high-level player for sure. Let me turn the sound up a little. It seems a little low on my end. I don't know how it sounds to y'all. Like just the sound effects, the little tick sounds, and the lasers firing. So if you can, let me know what that sounds like. Should I increase the volume? Should I increase the music volume? Random variable moving out of his main base finally. Same for our man Narnuk. So do we have any transitions yet? Got core, arm. Both players like this setup here. Take a look at the top right. You can get a better idea of where the economies are for both teams. Look fairly even, right? Super even on energy and metal. That's cool. You hover over, you can actually see each individual player's contribution to that bar. Didn't notice that before. It's going to be more the same, though. Just capping these mexes. Oh, look at that. I think that's a bit of a blunder. He's going to be rezzing it, though. Okay. Saw the area reclaim. Thought he was about to reclaim that mex, that metal. See, a couple of grunts are going to shoo these pawns off of the high ground. And even a Centurion here has made its way to the front line. So, quick little investment in this super powerful unit. If you're on top of your micro, it can definitely kind of leash the commander. And kind of run it down, of course. Centurions have higher movement speed than commanders, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Yeah, 45 movement speed to the commanders. 38. So they outrange it and have a higher movement speed. It is a little... Okay, thanks, Chicken, for that. Appreciate that. Can try and turn this up some. Let me know how that sounds. So this is when things start to get tense. You have the LLTs being put up here in the middle, commanders choking up these lanes, and yeah, here we are, higher quality units making their way to the front line. So I think some players like to choose rocket bots, some players favor thugs here. Ooh, really nice D-guns there from our man Narnuk. Let's just kind of back away, and Austin, this is like peak bar, right? Just like the wall gaming. Really oh my goodness, look at this. T2 lab already finished for our man Austin. It's got a first recluse coming out, so something to note. We can talk about more later, but there's an upcoming balance patch, and this is one of the units that is going to be balanced, so to speak. I don't know if it's unbalanced necessarily, but it's going to be changed here in the future. I think they're nerfing it a little bit. If that's something you guys are interested in me going over, I'd be happy to do that. I was thinking about just including that in the video I do to announce the Alpha Cup, which would be played on the new balance patch, right? But that's neither here nor there. Got a lot of action going here. Meow Cat Meow versus 8D, just, you know, classic team game, just commanders making LLTs as far forward as they can. And both teams still pretty even on metal. Do we have a T2 transition? Yeah, so Blodeer is a little bit behind on that, but he's getting some good pressure here. Is this commander going to go down? Sorry I missed that. I got to jump over here real quick. I think, yeah, Austin's going to save that commander, but a lot of pressure here from the red team. Kind of pushing the green and blue commander off of this middle ground, which, you know, faster tech, but more map control is kind of like maybe an even trade. Chicken Tasty says, I am worried about 1v1 meta after the balance change. I'm looking forward to it. It's been the same for a long time. And yeah, Cortex has had an advantage for most of that period. But, you know, if we see more arm bots versus core bots, even if it's unbalanced for a period of time, you know, it's kind of like, you know, Zerg and StarCraft, where they have to like figure it out for a bit. It takes like, you know, a little bit of window time before they, you know, the right number of drones to make and whatnot. But I'm excited to see, you know, the developers making changes, trying to improve the game, right? So we'll have to see how it plays out. These recluses have made their way to the front line here. Super strong units for microing. Got great range, great mobility, being able to traverse these cliffs and whatnot. And on a map like this where you have these shear walls, of course that mobility comes into play. So that's going to push Blue Deer back, and his T1 army kind of evaporated, but, you know, it doesn't matter. He's made his transition. He's distributing T2 cons. 1, 2, 3 at least. I'm not sure if he's making a 4th. Austin has made 2. I'm not sure if he delivered one to any of his other teammates. So I want to say I'd give the advantage to the red team right now, even though, you know, 8D looks like he's pressing forward. Chumners is pushing forward. We have to see how much damage they can get here, kind of swinging that pendulum toward an army value towards the blue team, despite the earlier tech advantage. But yeah, even going up to 4 cons here from Low Deer. So I really like this commitment to expanding the eco. And we'll have to see how well that plays out. Well, the AD is just killing it right now. He's really far forward. He's got a lot of thugs left over. A big group of grunts that are going to try and get their flank. And Meowcat's commander is looking pretty isolated over here. So that could be a dead commander here soon enough. I'm wondering if he'd be kind of better off just running that into the lab and trying to get a trade there. But looks like Random Variables getting pushed back by these maces. He's got enough thugs here, though, I think, to defend himself. This commander shouldn't go down. Can't imagine that going down. And Blue Deer's own recluses have made their way to the front line, so these T1 armies should, in the middle, should end up getting kind of pushed back and kind of relegated to the earlier T1 phase of the game. See that run by from earlier is getting cleaned up. You really have to stay on top of your micro here. These pawns can get a lot of value if they get on top of these grunts, which we can see happening. But yeah, last one's going to get cleaned up. Move back to the top side of the map. 8D's push here, doing work. Pressing into Meowcat, meow. Gosh, it doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it? And these two maces on the high ground, right? And they get that range buff. If you guys didn't know, plasma bots get a range increase while on the high ground. And huge group of pawns here. You're going to make quick work of these thugs here. And even I get a run by. As soon as I say that, I see these recluse rockets come out. And is he going to get one of these? Repair? No, he's just going to retreat, climb up to the high ground. And that is a lot of metal sitting right there. 1.9k metal. See these recluses for Austin still trying to do work. I'm sensing some kind of transition here. Has to be something coming up. Maybe an air switch. See, T2 cons have been distributed. It looks like AT has one. Our man Narnuk has one as well. So both teams going to be scaling their economy. And classic Austin fashion, he made a bunch of butlers here. What did he go up to? This is 11 butlers. Scaling energy, right? And he was reclaiming his lab. He has one more T2 con to finish. And then, is that going to go to this Geo? No, he's just upgrading the mexes. And then he's going to finish reclaiming this lab. Oh! Okay. Perfect timing, actually. Wow, really well done. So this is the transition I was sensing. You even have a single sniper bot here. Made their way to the front line. Missed this little run-by attempt here from AT. Finally snuck some grunts through. Took out a lot of mexes, actually. But T2 mexes are... T1 mexes aren't like the worst thing to lose at this point in the game. Yeah, and see T2 Air Lab coming up for... Or T1, excuse me. Coming up for Austin, who's just going to be going straight into a bombing run. To see how effective that becomes. See, Chumners is willing to trade. Oh, I think this commander's going to go down, actually. Cloak? Is he going to D-gun? Yeah, okay, so D-gun's the wreck. That might cost him this commander, though, but with these recluses coming in, I think Chumners was going to die anyways. And this is a big problem, actually, for our blue team, right? Austin's going to have to respond to this somehow. I don't think there's enough production here to stop these amount of T2 units. See, a commander went down here. Narnuk and Random Variables commanders both went down after some back and forth. And here we go, the switch back into unit production. So, gosh, I love watching Austin play. So good, right? So quick on these transitions. Immediately goes back into 3 bot labs. He wants to get his T2 lab rebuilt. And this is a big problem here for our blue team. Narnuk's calling out air for some reason. I guess that's... This commander doesn't go down, surely. D-guns are too good, right? Oh, AT's not paying attention. I thought he was going to lose that little bit of T1 army there, but Yeah, here comes the bombing run for Austin. He's got a lot to deal with right now. I think he's got enough production to deal with these units here. Sharpshooters and pawns, more than enough to deal with these little bit of T1 and T2 armies. He's gonna get the scout off here. He's gonna figure out where to be bombing. Let's take a look at this player review. Austin doing what he can. Nice bombing run there. Little area bomb there. Super effective. Comes back to microing. And is even starting a fusion there. So pretty cool to see in the back of the base. Some anti-air finally came up here for Blodier. T2 anti-air bots aren't the strongest units in the game, so see another bombing run actually coming out. Counter bombing run coming from Squeezle here. Don't think this is going to be as effective just with this call out from Narnuk. I guess that's what he was mentioning there at the start. And these T1 bots are going to make short work of these bombers. Maybe they get one pass. Take out all the build power there, so not all of it, excuse me. 3 con turrets still left, so that's more than enough to rebuild your build power. Oh, so low. You gotta get these energy converters. One anti-air is up on the way. This build power is important to target. You see like how strong this macro is from our blue player, right? Gonna zoom out and take a look here. See AD, or Narnuk rather, has gotten some pawns in the back line. This is not what you want, is losing T2 mexes to pawns. And yeah, more build power going down for the blue team from this bombing run is yet to be dealt with here, so even getting a little bit of the energy here. Take a look back in the middle of the map. See welders, recluses, and webbers out. These are really cool units. Kind of stun units in front of your army. Let those recluses get their shots off. Get that full damage from that really strong burst fire they have. This is so tilting, honestly. 8 kills between these 4 pawns, and they're not done getting damage here. See, a couple of sprinters should be able to make short work of this. They got really high DPS, great movement speed, so you can actually run down these T1 run-bys. So really good unit choice there. And the game seems to slow down, so there should be just another phase of the game coming up here. See Austin making a lot of static D here, trying to protect himself while he gets into like the next phase of the game, making even more butlers here. More scaling, more build power, right? Reclaimed one of those bot labs, right? Is just pause production on his Q2 lab, I suppose, while he finishes this fusion, which is really going to propel the blue team in terms of eco. But I am starting to get a little worried here in mid. That is a lot of welders and a decent amount of recluses. These units are fairly hard to kill. I wonder how far this push is actually going to get into here. Might end up losing, Narnuk might lose his T2 con. What do we have coming out here for the red player? He's just still on like welder production here, so really liking these units right now. He's got tons of butlers. Just another reason I forgot to mention this at the start of why these high level players like ARM, they're so good at scaling wind. They're quick, so they move to start their next wind turbine a little more quickly than like a T1 bot, construction bot. Pretty cool to see. And this army is starting to look scary, actually. So sniper bots escorted by the welders and ticks. Was that like friendly fire from these sharpshooters? No, they're getting great shots off though, with these ticks to spot for them. Yeah, just one-shotting these LLTs. How good are they at dealing with webbers here? One-shotting the Weber, jeez Louise. I mean, granted, that was at like 85% health, but what do we have here for AD? It's on T2 vehicles and making a Tsar. He's got a fusion coming up. Okay. Actually, looking at this metal bars here for the red team, they need to spend their metal actually. Get down some extra build power. See, Blodier's made his own transition into T2 vehicles. And So it looks like Narda kind of overwhelmed here in the middle. I was expecting that to go Blue Deer's way. Maybe he was kind of distracted. I think he gifted that army. Yeah, he gifted that army to Meowcat to kind of deal with AD, who suddenly looks like in a bit of trouble here. This is an ambitious lab. I don't think that's going to stay here for long. And on the bottom side, we see Austin's army is really grouping up now. Really getting into his production here. Spamming these ticks, right? Adding on more VP. Getting these advanced energy converters up. So really strong macro here. You can see that tying into their advantage. And here comes this counter push from earlier. Chumners has remade his base here in the bottom right. Is he missing a T2 con? I think he is. Yeah, there we finally see one coming down here to upgrade these mexes. And these sniper bots, I've been hearing these shots forever. What do we have here? 40 kills between these 6 sniper bots. They're just getting so much value. So Blue Deer is moving into these Mausers. I want to say these deal with Recluses pretty well. You know, they don't have great mobility, but just that range is really strong. Got a healthy range advantage. A Geo coming up here from our red player. Should help them close the gap. And this is a nuke is already up for Squeezel here. I wonder if this is going to end up firing. That is such a big investment, and perhaps the reason why CEO Blue Deer was able to push all the way to his side of the map here. So this is a bit tense. See that Czar has come out here. It's got a few shots off. Got 8 kills, but it seems to be really low on health. And if this goes down to like some T1 bots, that is a huge blunder. Can't lose those high-tech units to T1. See anti-air or anti-nuke coming up at all? There we are. Yeah, anti-nuke's up and is almost charged, so see their defensive range on this. Maybe it gets sent up here, whatnot. But yeah, this T2 army, these welders at the front line here, doing absolute work. So much health, decent DPS if they can get in range, right? It's like they do have a short range of attack. Yeah, Squeezel taps out. Lose the game here. And that's gonna be a 5,000 metal, completely useless. Ends up going down. Can't invest into these structures like that. Yeah, T2 fusions are gonna end up going down here. So just such a big trade here. See tons of more units streaming onto the other side of the map. What is this? Mobile anti-nuke? Yeah. Never see players do this. He's too good. What is that even? I guess you'd have BS? I mean, I just never see players make that unit, really. But despite its effectiveness, right? I think it has a slightly smaller cover range. Was that 1,400 compared to the... Yeah, 2,000. Even have the anti-intrusion. This game is close to being over. Welder's getting into the main base here of our red player. See a run by here from Chumners, even getting into the wind farms. And I think we might see a tap out soon. Narnuk's even on T3, right? These Marauders making their way to the front line might be the nail in the coffin. Can kind of flank these Mausers. What is the range difference between the Mausers and the sharpshooters? Okay, so 900 versus the 800 we talked about earlier. Was it 84 kills between 6 sniper bots? Jeez Louise. Gotta find some way to deal with that. And do we have a transition back into air from Austin? I see some scouts coming across the map. And this AFUS just about finishing. Look at this energy spread. It's 200% difference. Austin saying, yeah, we dead. Look at this. Jeez. So much anti-air. What does he sense here? So much pressure on the other team. Not sure how you can imagine them like coming through with the bombing run. Yeah, okay, so I guess Meowcat did kind of break through, but it's just so much slower than what we see on the other side of the map. What is this stream of butlers? What do you even make with these? You just got like printing butlers on repeat. I'm not sure what that's for. What do you make with these? Can't make factories, can't make nanos, right? No combat? Okay. See a little counter punch here of Jaguars here. These sharpshooters are doing so much work. Okay, so I guess it's to fund this really forward proxy lab here that was delivered by T1 Air Transport, the Stork, right? Very nice. Take a little zoom out here to see where the game is at. Yeah, so Arnik had to divert some of these Marauders to stop this push from on top mid, right? But I don't really see any way to stop these sharpshooters, right? What is the Banisher's range? 800, yeah, so nothing really outranges these, like, these units, right? 107 kills on 7 sharpshooters, right? I guess this is one way you can stop it, putting up some pulsars. Might slow this down a little bit. Blodir is a pretty tenacious fellow. Look at it, he just does not want to quit. Despite huge amount of pressure we're on, and look at all this build power. What is that, 45 times 140? You do the math. Tons of build power, just like printing these sharpshooters now right at the front line. They don't have to waddle their way across the map to the front line. Who's got complete control of mid. This one saving grace, this big push on the top side of the map, I think is going to be cleaned up by these this T3 army. Yeah, Spybot shuts the door. Marauders jump on top. That's a nice trade there. So yeah, single pulsar here. Yeah, these units stepped out of range. Well, Deer doing a great job of using these air scouts to give him vision. You don't see that all the time. Yeah, and these starlights coming out onto the front line here. And he's even on T3, so vanguards are the response, I guess, to the sharpshooters here. That's how you get the range advantage. I love to see these units pop underneath of these big shots here. So really cool to see. Yeah, Spybot is going to make short work of that though. Another unit that is about to be nerfed. That's going to be disabled for 20 seconds. Yep, and then here comes the sharpshooters. Oh. They're going to have time to get in range. Gosh, EMP lasts for so long. It's like 20 seconds or something like that. It's completely ridiculous. Okay, yeah, Vanguard is going to recover there, and it can waddle its way back up here, so really easy way to kind of cover itself. Somehow a couple of run-bys, came through there. So much going on right now. I'm going to have to zoom out to keep up on top of this, right? Marauders in the bottom left. Turn the sound down a little bit. That's so loud. Scout planes coming out here for Austin. Give him some vision, perhaps on where to attack. T3 units coming out here for Blodir, who's stepping in front of these Marauders, waiting to kind of intercept those. And these Marauders might actually force Austin to transition. 4 APUs now. He's going up to T2 Air, right? Huge farm of construction turrets. I wonder what his next transition is going to be. For now, he's just comfortable streaming these ticks across the map, even bringing his commander forward here. So maybe he just wants to cloak and start degunning things to give his units an opening. See, this forward lab was reclaimed. He's even using this Resbot army to kind of recapture what was whomever this was here. I'm kind of blanking on the name. Commander instantly goes down. Oops. Pretty cool to see both these high-level players just using these air scouts to their advantage. Something we saw a lot in FAF. Really weak in bar, maybe compared to that, but you know, nonetheless, you have to get vision somehow at this stage in the game. Something you kind of have to fight for. For me personally, that was one of the hardest things to kind of learn and get used to. It's like it's not they units in the late game that stop showing up on the radar signatures, right? Can't shoot at things on radar if they're under those like what do you call it? Radar jammer. Goodness gracious. So another reason why you like make the ticks in the air scouts, right? So no transition yet out of Austin. He's just perfectly comfortable to sit here and continue producing ticks and aphos, scaling that economy, right? Just huge advantage, almost triple, or I guess double the metal income. See T2, T3 lab. There is a T3 lab somewhere, unless he was given that by one of his teammates. So Blodir stopped the bleeding, it seems like, right? He pushed away that army, that T2 bot army from Austin was kind of dealt with, so gonna end up having a transition at some point, I imagine. These three Razorbacks are gonna do so much work, unless Blodir finds a way to kind of stand in front of it. You can degun one Razorback, maybe two, but I think the third one might actually end up getting that commander if he does choose to step in front of it. Chumner's asking Austin if he wants to micro something. Okay, so I guess like here was a transition. This is not what you want to do. You can't have your bombers stacked up this much here. Maybe I can do like a little video on how to do the bombing run, but it is the area bomb. This is what you end up doing. Something like that, right? You spread them out just a little bit. Yeah, so I think that's the beginning of the end there, right? Red team taps out, and the blue team takes the W there. So pretty cool game. A little bit of a longer one, 30 minutes, but, you know, to be expected on such a large map. So hopefully you guys like that one. Maybe we can get into this lobby. If not, I'd be happy to, you know, play a 1v1. Something like that. See what other lobbies are going on.
You are now playing.
Unranked fun. Thought that said unfun ranked for a moment. So no locked lobby, actually. That's interesting. I think Chisato's in the house. Easy Red. So many strong players right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Let me know what you think of the sound, of course, or the graphics, if there's any kind of stuttering, whatnot. I've been trying to change my settings and whatnot on the OBS, so hopefully that translates to better resolution quality for you guys. See some banter going on after the match. Banishers targeting airs. Pretty interesting, yeah. Can I keep toe-to-toe? Okay, so I know I'm not like up at like this level of play, but I feel okay playing against some of these other guys. Like 80 strong player, I don't mind going up against him. You know, Meowcat, Meow, Narnook. It is like as like a 1v1 player, I think you kind of start to fall off in the later T2 phase of the game. So both like these like team game players have like so much more experience like in the trenches, in the lanes, right? Really not used to being so singularly focused on the lane, right? So sometimes I think personally I end up like not microing when I should be, not being aware that players are, you know, happy enough to like trade commanders into you. So just something you see a lot of, a lot more of in team games, right? Can't really do that in 1v1s, so it can kind of take you off guard if you're not used to that. While I'm here, maybe I can put it into the chat. I wanted to shout out a. I'll do it after this game, but yeah, I wanted to shout out another content creator in the space. Maybe you guys can go check out his channel. Let me copy this while we got loading into another match. See how this works. Can I chat here? See? I'm gonna shout out my friend here a couple times, but let's get this going. Oh. Okay, I'm signed in. Right on. Okay, so yeah, here's a link to the YouTube channel. Go check him out. Give him a like. Give him a subscribe. This guy's done so much. He's helped me so much with my YouTube channel. Really appreciate the help you've given me. And wanted to spread the word. He's trying to, get into like streaming. He's making some content for Bar, but I think he's got other games he covers and whatnot. So do me a favor, go check out his channel. Give him a subscribe so we can get that YouTube monetization, and help me pay it back in some regards. So thank you, Clubsguard, for all the help you've given me. Appreciate it. I guess I spawn up here. I don't. Whatever. We'll see how it goes. Not really sure what to play here. I usually roll Cortex, so I'm just comfortable playing that, right? So hopefully I don't crumble here too hard. Yeah. Hey, let's get into it. Okay. Barcast playing small T games. What are you gonna do? Why not? For start. I don't know why you wouldn't ready up.
Battle started.
Could use some colorful metaphors to describe these other players, but why not? Right on. So we're gonna do a pretty standard open here. Just a resbot contour open should be enough to propel me into the early game, the T1 phase. So let's see how it goes. Wind's trending down, so I'm just gonna go solar. Bot lab. I guess they changed it so you commander can't walk through the bot lab. Bit unfortunate. Man, I'd really like to go back and look at that play there from Austin. Just so strong, really. I'll try and play a little greedy, I guess. 4 wind turbines after lab. Gonna get that energy bar up, assist out these Resbot and the... Do we put a radar here? Might be good. This is traversable, that's traversable, this is traversable, right? So kind of have to watch out for the run bys. I think I can get away with assisting this out. Let's get this done. Okay, yeah, that feels good. Okay, so so annoying. Okay, meow cat meow. I don't feel too bad about this. And I'll even make a few less grunts here. Low on E, but I got the res bot here, so that's okay.
Low power.
Still have a decent amount of grunts out, so that's a nice catch there. So I'm gonna make one go forward here. LT coming up, radar. It's good, okay. Ooh, this wind is not good. All right, wind's coming back. It's not good. Great. Oh man, this wind is really killing me.
Radar lost. T2 unit detected.
That is not good.
Aircraft spotted. Air transport detected. Enemy commander destroyed.
This looks pretty good down there in the bottom right. Sorry, I'm not talking. I'm just trying to focus here, but trying to fix the energy situation that looks like it's kind of getting taken care of. I guess I lost all that to a T2. T2 Con, T2 Artie rather. That's like right there or something.
Radar lost.
Oh my gosh, this is still not done, Jesus. Okay, Austin's kind of collapsing there, so I don't feel too bad. This is still getting killed. Okay, I guess we ended up winning. So, pretty strong player there. I felt a little anxious there with that little bit of a run by, and of course, like, wind was super low that whole game. But yeah. I mean, it's not over yet, so I still kind of have to keep playing. So let me remake a little small army. Okay, that's good. Really accessing energy, but what are you gonna do? Alright, that's good. Nice play. Not bad. I wonder if I should switch into air myself, actually. Just gonna stop making units and one more of these out. Alright, GG. Alright. Don't feel too bad about that. This is the one thing I'm not really sure how to figure out is like where to put these already, because there was like 2 artillery right here that just like
destroyed.
denied me like these 5 mexes, but
Battle.
what are you gonna do? Alright. Oh man, there's so many people here. Ragna, all that. Let me go a quick break here and I will be right back. Woo, okay, I'm back. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna spectate, or actually not play the next one, and we're gonna end this pretty soon, but I'm gonna take a look at this open from Austin here, and then we'll end the stream. So I think there's a lot to glean from these high level players, and like the order at which they do things. I know like earlier in the stream it kind of highlighted like when the energy storage was coming up, like their con turrets, their transitions and stuff like that. So I won't go too far into this, but I just want to show off like how quickly the macro scaling part comes in, and maybe what Austin's really focusing on. Like, not to take away from Blodir, obviously they're both like super talented and good, but personally, I think I like the macro style from Austin a little better. Not that Blodir's not good at macroing. Yeah, it's just like he's just one of the players I like to study. Kind of same with like autopilot, you know. So that's that. Let's get into it. So I guess there was a way
Battle
to skip
started.
this. maybe not. So weird that frame rate dropped there right at the start, and then it kind of catches back up. Okay, so here we are. Our man Austin going for arm here. Pretty standard open, I'd imagine. 2 mechs, 2 wind. Kind of need the 2 wind if it's below 15. Otherwise, you stall after that 3rd max, but... Oh, yeah, see, like, barely stalls right there, and even you stall making the... Maybe not quite. Maybe that's perfect. I don't know, at 15 wind speed, but... Yeah, there we go. So 3 wind turbines. Okay. Interesting he doesn't go to the 4max. I guess you really don't need it if you're not going vehicles. And what do we have out of the factory here? Yeah, Resbot first, of course. There's these really nice trees out here. I wonder if these are the nerf trees. I love how there's really no way to tell if they're the nerf trees or not. You just kind of have to know. It's like map specific. So I think that should be the same across every map. What do I know? Just a humble caster. Energy bar is still full, so should be able. That's a bit of a blunder, I'd say. Actually, I think you can assist this Resbot out, but maybe this. Yeah, see, we're even like accessing E, so definitely a bit of a blunder. I think we could have assisted this out. Yeah, it's gonna have to assist that. Counter, probably gonna come up. So these are the nerfed trees. Wow, who knew? Of course, that gives us really nice energy income there. We go. Resbot mix. What, 5 ticks, 2 cons? Okay. And this immediately runs forward. All right, so he doesn't go for the quick con turret. But yeah, first con just has to kind of come out here, naked expand, right? And I think the second one comes back and naked expands to here, makes a con turret, and then goes into energy scaling, right? And then he uses this area later on to like scale is like fusion. I think he starts con turrets over here for his Aphos. We're not going to go that far into the game. Of course, fixing our E issues because wind's dropping to 1, I bet. Commander making some wind turbines. Will you lose the Resbot there? Not the end of the world. No, we didn't lose it. We killed that Resbot. This is the Resbot we want. So really nice, actually. Gobbling up this. It's more. I think it's more about denying it from your enemy than it is about getting it in your own coffers, right? So here comes the first con turret, right? What is this? You need about 200 energy per second to start these. Unfortunately, wind is dropping back down, so I'd imagine we'd see the commander making some wind turbines here as soon as Austin realizes that. Just dealing with a bit of a run by there. Yeah, see. Can't assist that while you're stalling energy, so that's a 3rd con turret, or a third construction bot, right? Starts the first con turret. And yeah, trying to assist this up. So pretty tidy open. I don't want to get too far into this. Maybe we'll do some deeper dives later on, but I think like the early game is just so important, of course, right? Really the big takeaways here is just, you know, 2 cons, just naked expanding, protecting them with ticks. Like they have such good mobility, good vision, right? It's I think for a while I felt like grunts are a great way to have like a stable open, but in these team games where I think players are less inclined to like do run bys with pawns and grunts and stuff like that in this early game, it's more like scouts and ticks. It's just like a better unit straight up. So more micro bull. Of course, as soon as I say that, there's like pawns and grunts attacking each other right here, but it is what it is. So that's me streaming. I think I'm going to be continuing to kind of fiddle with the settings. If y'all can just let me know in the comments section if you notice an improvement, if what would you like to see changed, of course, what you want to see me cover. I know I'm on spring break this next week, so I'm going to be making some content. It includes like, replay reviews, 1v1s, co-casts, lots of stuff to look forward to. So back on to making the content train here. And hope to see you guys in the next one. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next cast. Cheers.